don't want to get canceled. I guess don't arrest him for cultural appropriations. Guess that only works one way, huh?
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And for this list, we'll be looking at times South Park took cancel culture head on.
Dad, get out of here! We're trying to deal with an actual witch! Nobody's coming after you!
Yes, they are, boys!
Number 10, Ike's teacher.
Please, you don't understand.
Really? What's there not to understand?
Your brother and I are in love.
He's a little young, don't you think?
We can all agree that teachers shouldn't have relationships with students, especially minors. However, this season 10 episode features male police officers who display a double standard.
He's totally underage. She's taking advantage of him.
You're right. We're sorry. This is serious. We need to track this student down and give him his Luckiest Boy in America medal right away.
Kyle's little brother, Ike, enters into a romantic relationship with his teacher, Miss Stevenson. When the police are told, instead of trouble for the teacher, they want to congratulate Ike, seeing a relationship between a woman and an underage boy as acceptable. It takes concerted pressure for the police to actually take action.
Are you going to do nothing?
All right. We'll make a report. Jesus.
Number 9, PC Principal versus Eric Cartman. PC Principal is the new administrator hired to shape up South Park Elementary and help them get with the times. This, of course, does not sit well with the boys, or their dads for that matter. So the kids come up with a ploy to frame the progressive school administrator.
This certainly doesn't look good for you. I don't need to tell anyone about this. No, I think we have an understanding. Capiche?
Although the plan seems foolproof, the tables are turned when Cartman uses terminology that isn't quite PC, which draws the ire of the principal.
You better watch your microaggressions, bro.
Furious, he not only proceeds to correct Eric, but brutally beats him to a pulp. You'd think Cartman's plan would get PC Principal fired, but it looks like this plan is going to last longer than just one episode. Number 8, mislabeling PC Principal.
You got a problem with me? Because it's starting to seem like you have a problem with me.
Strong Woman competes at the 6th annual Strong Woman competition and is ultimately beaten by trans athlete Heather Swanson, who, in this case, is a thinly veiled Randy Savage caricature. In an effort to get under her skin, Swanson is constantly bragging about her victory and reminding Strong Woman of her loss. PC Principal attempts to stand up to Swanson, but is labeled as demeaning towards trans people.
Sounds like someone here's a transphobe.
Don't you dare. I'm trans people's biggest supporter. What I think you are is a terrible sport.
Transphobe?
Things escalate even further when PC Principal stands up to Swanson during a television appearance and, in a moment of rage, shoves her.
Transphobe.
As you can imagine, the backlash towards PC Principal is swift. Number 7, Kyle's plea to Fox.
Pulling an episode because somebody is offended starts a chain reaction. You'll have to pull more and more episodes until the show goes off the air completely.
During the climax of South Park's Season 10 two-parter Cartoon Wars, Kyle and Cartman both make their case to a Fox network executive on what to do with the Family Guy episode featuring Muhammad that's set to air.
I don't know who to listen to.
Okay, I'll make it easy for you. Pull the Muhammad episode, now!
Okay, I'll listen to you.
While Cartman threatens him with violence, Kyle instead speaks on the importance of free speech. He says that by pulling one episode of a show, it will lead to more episodes getting pulled, and eventually the show will just get canceled altogether. In the end, Fox airs the episode and free speech wins. Sorta. Fox airs the episode unedited, but Comedy Central, which airs South Park, wouldn't, resulting in text on a black screen explaining what's going on.
If you don't show Muhammad, then you've made a distinction between what is okay to poke fun at and what isn't. Either it's all okay, or none of it is.
Number 6, Columbus Day. In South Park, outrage is sparked over the fact that Columbus Day has gotten canceled, thanks to an effort led by Randy Marsh. But what Randy doesn't want people to know is that he could probably make a case for being Christopher Columbus's biggest fan, having dressed up as the historical figure on several occasions.
Yeah, but here's you dressed as Columbus at a formal dinner, and here's you dressed as Columbus at a football game, and you as Columbus on St. Patrick's Day.
Look, I was younger. We were all younger.
What follows is an over-the-top bonkers plan to conceal this secret to avoid repercussions, should the truth come out.
Okay,
Let's get this over with.
In the end, the holiday gets rebranded as Indigenous Peoples Day, but not for the reasons one might expect.
Do you even know what indigenous means, you frickin' idiot?
That's the spirit, Dave. Come on, everybody. Let's just all be totally indigenous. Come on.
Although Randy's shenanigans remain the focus of the episode, Holiday Special shines a light on the controversies around Columbus Day, which many have suggested should be canceled and no longer celebrated. Number 5. The Bracelet Dilemma.
My child, the man who lives here has led a witch hunt to destroy my legacy.
Parodying the controversy over cyclist Lance Armstrong's use of performance-enhancing drugs, South Park decided to put their own spin on the scandal with Jesus and Stan.
These latest tests are once again confirming that the performance-enhancing drug HGH
Was in the body of Christ at the time of crucifixion. All over the country, people are having their What Would Jesus Do wristbands cut off.
After it's revealed that Jesus took human growth hormone, he, like Armstrong, gets canceled. This leads most people to stop wearing their What Would Jesus Do bracelets, mirroring what people in real life did with Lance Armstrong's Livestrong bracelets. Stan gets involved when he refuses to stop wearing his bracelet.
People ask me, you never took the bracelet off? Not once? No, never. Not ever. What do? I stand ground.
But it's revealed that he actually did remove it, then glued it back together. However, Stan and Jesus team up to distract the public from scandals. And you know what? It works.
You really think I went through all that trouble, lying about my wristband and claiming to be something I wasn't? For what, Kyle? For what? This is a witch hunt, dude.
Number 4. St. Patrick's Day gets canceled. Tensions between rival weed farms Credigree Weed and Tegrity Weed boil over in Credigree Weed's St. Patrick's Day special. When Steve Black attempts to sell his own St. Patrick's Day special, Randy is quick to call him out for appropriating Irish and white culture and also elaborate on the significance of St. Patrick's Day.
Come on, guys. St. Patrick's Day is the one day of the year we have left where we can actually celebrate being white. Any other day that we tried to be proud of our culture, we would get immediately canceled by Twitter.
If his reference to cancel culture wasn't enough, things get even more out of hand when St. Patrick himself makes an appearance.
Oh.
It's him! It's St. Patrick!
His behavior is so off the rails that it results in his eponymous holiday being canceled altogether.
And now, St. Patrick's Day, the only holiday left where white people could celebrate a culture, has been canceled.
Number 3. Witch Hunt.
Sup, witches?
It's Witch Week in South Park, and the men are ready to indulge in debauchery dressed up as, you guessed it, witches. Things take a turn when one of the witches in the group literally transforms into one after reading a spell book. As he terrorizes the town, Randy and the others find themselves perceived in a negative light.
It's like there's one awful witch who wants to kill everybody, so now they're coming after all of us. This is like a witch thingy.
It's like a witch pursuit thingy.
A witch,
It's a witch chase and shoot 'em up.
yeah, that's what it is.
The episode is based on the real-life revelations around sex offender Harvey Weinstein and how several powerful players in the film industry subsequently distanced themselves from him. Randy and the rest of the gang act as if they're victims, but their own behavior, including trying to hex their wives, is pretty shady.
You don't have to worry about us going around snatching children. Only the other witch does that.
Number 2. Mr. Hankey's posts get him in trouble. It seems like every week there's a new celebrity who posts something on social media that's deemed offensive and faces severe backlash as a result. In some instances, it's even led to them getting canceled.
It was a bad attempt at a joke. I'm sorry. Will you please tell the kids I didn't mean it?
This concept is fully explored in Season 22's A Problem with a Poo, which sees Mr. Hankey face the ire of the town after several offensive posts. Much like Roseanne did when she was embroiled in a social media scandal, he blames his behavior on Ambien.
If you're tired and you can't sleep, do not take Ambien, okay? Whew!
But it doesn't work and he becomes public enemy number 1. Hankey is kicked off the city council and can no longer plan the town's Christmas show. He eventually runs out of town and goes to the one place that supposedly accepts hate and bigotry, Springfield.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Fallout from Wheel of Fortune mishap. Well, before cancel culture was as prevalent as it is today, South Park tackled the issue head on, specifically in regards to racism.
Ooh.
Oh, naggers, of course. Naggers. Right.
When Randy says one word you should never say during his appearance on Wheel of Fortune, the punishment is swift and heavy.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? I just need some aspirin. You aren't welcome in this store.
He is shunned by society, given a nickname that is anything but flattering, and becomes the butt of several jokes. And no matter how hard he tries to repair his image, it only seems to make matters worse. In the end, although Randy clearly doesn't learn his lesson when his focus shifts to getting his nickname banned, at least his son is able to take something from the whole ordeal.
I'll never really get how it feels for a black person to have somebody use the N-word. I don't get it. Now you get it, Stan. Yeah, I totally don't get it.
Do you enjoy how South Park has tackled cancel culture? Let us know below.
I have proven my point. My work here is done.
I mean, I know it's just joke after joke, but I like that. At least it doesn't get all preachy and up its own ass with messages, you know?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times South Park made fun of itself.
This is about being able to hold bad filmmakers responsible. This is just like when we got our money back for basketball.
For this list, we'll be looking at instances where the show's humor was targeted towards itself or its creators, often occurring while ridiculing events, practices, and other people. Both the TV show and movie will be included. Did we miss a perfectly good in-show jab at South Park? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Crab People.
What if we do a show where we... no.
South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone have gone on record saying that the Crab People subplot of Season 7's South Park is Gay was the worst idea they've ever had.
Crab people, crab people, crab people.
The disdain for the Crab People plot came out a year later in the episode Quest for Ratings. The episode centers around the boys and their TV news show. Sitting around a room, they can't come up with any new ideas for their show. This, of course, parallels the struggles Parker and Stone have had coming up with ideas for South Park. The moment that most encapsulates their struggle is when Cartman exclaims,
Wait, I've got it. Crab people.
And Stan quickly responds by saying,
Dude, I think we can do a little better than crab people.
Nothing beats mocking your own mistakes. Number 9. Beating a dead horse. At the height of his popularity, Jared Fogle was a face many people recognized for his association with Subway.
He's still looking good. His name is Jared. His name is Jared, and he likes to eat the standard shit.
Forever promoting his record weight loss, everyone knew who Jared from Subway was. In one episode, South Park decided to poke fun at the excessive media attention Jared had been receiving and questioned his weight loss tactics.
Yeah, hooray for AIDS!
Well, that's not really what you say in the commercial.
I know, you kind of have to read the fine print at the bottom of the screen. It says I only ate a half-size lean turkey sandwich with no mustard or mayo or anything like that, and then had proper diet and exercise aids.
At one point, Fogle can be seen literally beating a dead horse with a baseball bat.
I tell my girlfriend I have AIDS and she leaves. I tell the world to get AIDS and they think I'm crazy. I offer to give AIDS to kids and everyone wants me dead.
Not only did this poke fun at the excessiveness of his media presence, it also took a shot at South Park's overuse of a single joke.
There he is, beating that dead horse.
Get him!
Number 8. Worst character ever.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
What?
When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel.
Television shows are often noted for profiting off its own popularity and that of its characters, even if those characters in question contribute little to the overall plot and are considered a nuisance. Wanting to take a dig at this convention, the creators literally decided to follow it by creating Towley, the epitome of terrible characters.
Don't preach to me, fatso.
I can preach to you all I want because you're stupid.
You're stupid.
Yeah, but you're a towel.
You're a towel.
He would exist solely to spout off catchphrases to be capitalized on while not really contributing to the episode's storyline. It once again illustrates how the showrunners are not afraid to poke fun at all aspects of the business of television.
All right, guys, focus. Looks like this is going to be an underwater level.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
You're the worst character ever, Tally.
I know.
And let's not forget those commercials promoting the Towley products.
And available soon, the Tally Towel. It comes with all your favorite catchphrases.
You wanna get high?
Number 7. Who are you? During the show's run, the boys have mostly been depicted wearing their winter attire. Aside from Cartman, their clothing is often the key characteristic to knowing which character is which. In Season 5's Super Best Friends episode, the boys all join a cult belonging to David Blaine. It's here the show pokes fun at the simplistic design of its characters. With all of their heads shaved and dressed in the same clothes, no one knows who's who.
Kyle, I'm starting to think that this is a really bad idea.
I'm not Kyle. I'm Butters. I thought you were Kyle.
No, I'm Stan.
You're Stan? Where's Kenny?
Who are you?
I'm Kyle. Guess who I am, you guys?
The simplicity of both the design style and the joke make it perfect for self-deprecating humor. Number 6. Choppy animation. One of the key visual characteristics of South Park has been its animation style. Originally shot with construction paper cutouts, it was more akin to stop-motion photography than traditional animation.
Cool. No, it's not cool.
While it has evolved over time, the choppy motion has become one of the show's defining features. When the South Park movie came out in 1999, they took a jab at themselves after Cartman commented on how bad the animation in Terrence and Phillip is.
Cartman, what are you talking about? You love Terrence and Phillip. Yeah, but the animation's all crappy.
It's a hilarious nod to their own choices as animators. Number 5. The Terrence and Phillip fake-out. At the end of Season 1, a cliffhanger ending kept fans wondering who Cartman's father was.
The answer is coming on an all-new South Park in just 4 weeks.
What?
Of course, they expected the first episode of the following season to answer this question. Since it was airing on April Fool's Day, the creators opted to run an episode featuring only Terrence and Phillip, and no answers about Cartman. Fans were understandably put off by this.
Well, you know what they say, a friend in need is a friend with craft dinner.
In a Season 13 episode, the conclusion of a cliffhanger episode of Terrence and Phillip that the boys were watching was replaced by another program as part of an April Fool's joke.
And now, the thrilling conclusion of Terrence and Phillip Blood Rage will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you this Queef Sisters special.
Although the joke was made 11 years later, it's nice to see Parker and Stone poking fun at their earlier choices. Number 4. They're getting old. Midway through Season 15, South Park aired You're Getting Old. After turning 10, Stan's world seems to fall apart while his father comes to grips with how unhappy he's become.
What does our son turning 10 have to do with you making the same mistakes again and again?
Because I'm unhappy, okay?
Throughout this season, both Trey Parker and Matt Stone were entering their 40s and began feeling dissatisfaction towards the show, going so far as to admit that they hated the process of coming up with new storylines.
You go listen to it and tell me you don't think it sounds like crap.
I'd love to. I'm not an old fuddy-duddy, Sharon. I'm still cool.
This episode, and to a lesser extent the following one, illustrated this attitude to a T by showing Randy and Sharon's marriage difficulties and Stan's depressive feelings towards life.
Kyle? Dude, you've changed.
I haven't changed, the world has. Don't you see it?
No!
It's not a direct potshot at the comedy per se, but it does speak to their attempts to remain topical and interesting. Number 3. Toilet humor. If you go back and watch the first season of South Park now, the show seems so tame compared to what it is now.
Young man, you are not to watch that show anymore. It's immature toilet humor.
But everybody watches Terrence and Phillip.
Oh, really? Is that so?
Yet, at the time, popular media criticized the primitive animation and called it nothing more than a collection of fart jokes. Parker and Stone took this to heart and created the Terrence and Phillip show within South Park.
Apparently, that's supposed to be funny.
He farted right on his head.
Based on the creators themselves and the manner in which they interact with one another in real life, the characters do nothing more than pass gas on each other.
Oh, Terrence, what color is the wind? I don't know. Why don't you check? Oh, you farted!
This was a brilliant move by the writers to acknowledge and make fun of what had been said about their work. It also served as the launch point for the South Park movie. Number 2. Going full meta. With the ongoing pandemic, South Park has been limited to only releasing a handful of extended long episodes as specials versus their week-to-week schedule. For the second outing of the 24th season, they decided to mock the entire QAnon conspiracy theories around vaccinations.
They don't want people to like you. They need people to hate you. Who are they? They're the elites. They do whatever they want.
They provided fans one of the most blatant self-references ever seen in the show. A QAnon advocate starts referring to the Hollywood elite and saying,
"They run the show! The whole damn show! It comes down to 2 people! Oh, you don't like that, do you?"
This, of course, refers to the literal showrunners Trey Parker and Matt Stone. From there, you see the actual animators changing the conspirators' look to ridicule him even more. It's as meta as the show has ever gone, and we absolutely love it.
Oh, okay. What the hell is this?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The graphics suck.
Cartman, I'm going to tell you something, and I need you to believe me, even if it seems impossible.
We've mentioned several times on this list about how South Park's animation style has been mocked. Never has this been more evident than in the Season 18 outing, Grounded Vindaloop. This time around, the boys are discovering the world of VR through an Oculus Rift headset. It goes back and forth from what they think is the real world to that of a simulation.
Dude, now this is getting weird.
When Stan finally is able to leave the virtual world, it cuts to 4 live-action actors portraying the boys. When the real Kyle asks Stan what he thinks of the VR experience, Stan replies,
"It's pretty cool, but the graphics suck."
Pure comedic genius.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.